Welcome to Out of the Blank.
Welcome to another episode of Out of the Blank podcast. Mike, he's back. He's a pizza making machine. He's a pizza making fool. He's a pizza making man.
That's me, baby.
Does it ever get tired making pizza all the time?
You know what? I get that question a lot, and I actually only make pizza like once a week, so it's really not that bad. Like before I was making pizza, I was ordering pizza once a week, so it wasn't like nothing's really changed, you know?
What of because I know you started working from home. So you're still doing the same job?
Same job, yeah. Just now it's like I think last time we talked, we were like at my job was like, COVID was just starting, and they didn't know if we were gonna be in the office in like another week or a month. But now it's like full-time work from home, so it's like quite the change. You don't really go out to lunch with your coworkers anymore, have like the banter, and like now my coworkers are my dogs and my kids sometimes. But it's quite the transition. But it's like it's nice not having to commute to work, and once you're done with work, just be able to hang out with the kids or just do whatever you want instead of driving. Like I was driving like 45 minutes each way, which sucked.
Did anything really change besides that over the past 2 years since we last talked?
Nothing crazy in my life. I already had 3 kids before that, so definitely wasn't gonna have more.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it was interesting because the first time we talked, I had you on because it was like a Pizza YOLO episode, getting into that group of people that make their own pizzas at home, which you took off after that. I mean, you started getting like up to 10,000 something followers on Instagram. And I kind of wanted to ask you, because I mean, you could technically consider yourself an influencer in a sense when it comes to food making, especially when it comes to pizza making. But does it ever just get tasking? Like I find 5 minutes I'm on social media, dude, is just too much already. I don't message people anymore. I post once a day and that's it. It's exhausting. You got to keep up with the content. And if you drop it for a second, you lose a follow there and all this type of stuff. And then that builds up into your head and you're like, am I still worthy to lift Thor's hammer?
Yeah, what's funny is I know that you took like what was it, like a month off,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of did the same, but I was still like off and on like social media, but I didn't post for a month, and it was like pretty refreshing. I wasn't really active as much during the day. I like turned my phone off, and I feel like that's like needed, especially if you're on like social media a lot.
Yeah, it's like, well, you got to
Uh,
recharge your phone batteries. You also have to recharge
yeah,
like your own batteries in a sense too. It's like,
yeah, yeah.
but
I
I
mean,
mean,
I've been doing this for so long, but it's like you get the same questions. I know people are brand new coming into like the pizza world or cooking world, but you get the same questions, and it's like I wish I could just be like, just look through my grid, and you'll be able to find the answer.
I mean, it's easier when you're able to like just like for me, if I was gonna do what you were doing, I would just not really respond a whole lot. I probably wouldn't be doing live videos, which I know is engaging for people, but what you get out of like 5 or 6 people that might show up and it's kind of like the same basic few who they love, enjoy, like they're friends of yours, like you obviously communicate back and forth. And then you'll get maybe a random new person coming in, like looking for people to check out their profile. And then it just gets like weird. Like I'd rather just post and then ghost, like not feel the reliance of social media. Everything's so crazy now, man. Everyone's all about like you'll be in a random Walmart and someone will be like, hey, TikTok, like, just filming a video. I was going to get we have a winter storm right now, but I was going to go get air in my tires. And there was a person filming himself filling air in his tires. And I was like, he's putting that on like one of 3 places: his Facebook story, his Instagram story, or Snapchat story. Like everything is documented now, everything's recorded. You're practically you can basically live everyone's life by just checking their stories.
So funny. I know. I saw Joe Rogan like reposted something yesterday about like people who grew up in like the 70s, 80s, 90s, like run into a wall or something. And like, they would shrug it off. And then someone who like grew up or like was born in like 2000s, 2010, like they hit the wall and they fall. And the first thing they do is they grab their phone and they have to take like a selfie or a video to show everyone that like, they got hurt or,
It's
So
going to
it
be
didn't
great
happen. It didn't
for
happen unless it was filmed,
it's going to be great for archaeologists and historians who need to log what happened every single minute of the day for our time period. But it just sucks because I feel like you're missing key moments. Like, how many times do you watch those videos? Like, I was scrolling through photos where I was cropping. It was you at your barbecue. It was where I photoshopped your head and we on some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And that was from like 2 years ago. It's still on my phone. I'm like, I honestly really don't use my pictures. I don't really use any of that stuff that much. And it's like, I mean, it sucks because you're like, what had happened in the past 2 years? It's nice to have a record for it, but that's why we have photo albums. Like, you take a trip to the Grand Canyon every 15 years. So it's nice to have pictures of those memories.
I know. I'm actually gonna go. Speaking of the pizza world, I'm actually through pizza. My wife and I this summer gonna go to Italy, and I was like trying to think like how much I should, focus on photos versus just like living in the moment. And obviously, you want to take a couple photos like each of the cool spots you go, but most of the time it's like I see some people like behind their camera, their phone the whole time. It's like, are you really gonna go back and watch like 2 hours of you at like the Colosseum in Rome? Like I probably wouldn't do that.
I understand maybe taking a lot of pictures if it's your first time, like ever really traveling, or you don't really go there that often. But I know people that travel like every weekend and they're videotaping most of their journey. I'm just like, are you just trying to like brag that you're able to travel so much? Like, if you do
Right.
it so much, it just becomes normal. Like when you say go to Italy, some person out there is like, I do that on the weekends. And it's like, what? Like, I've never even left my state. Hell, I haven't even left my town.
Yeah, I know this is like a bucket list. I mean, it's so expensive. Like, I'm going into it thinking this is like my first and last time ever going there. So, kind of trying to do it right, but also trying to like, live in the moment and enjoy yourself
Yeah. I mean, what's enjoying yourself though? What would you consider enjoying yourself?
out there. I mean, enjoying the food, the culture, getting to experience all
All
the
I know
different.
is to eat spaghetti in Italy. That's all I can think of. I can't really I know it's like cool because like they have like there's American versions of Italy food or Italian food,
Right,
and their health concerns are different. Like our packaging and everything, it actually takes away a lot of the flavor from the foods. Much like if you made a pizza, like we all like the fresh pizza from like a mom and pop shop. They taste better than maybe like the kind of the basic, always kind of it's good, but it's not like homemade, like a Domino's or something can offer because of the way that they have to clean their food for the FDA standards. And it's like you start to realize it's like, oh yeah, I get it because like health risk and all that. But like if you're getting like a McDonald's order, I mean, for the longest time, they didn't have to worry about them wearing masks or anything. And they were like, wait a minute, we should be wearing masks. Like, it's like the hairnet situation. It's like you start to realize it's like you're bumping up standards of safety when it comes to like sanitation, but then it might also be taking away part of the food, which is what happens. Like when you go to Italy, they have open markets for all their food. Like there's not really a sanitation FDA thing over there.
right. I mean, even like the pizza world, like a lot of people do what's called like pop-ups. For someone like me, they can just like put their ovens in front of their house or just a random spot, pop up and sell their pizzas. But United States, especially California, that's like super illegal because of health and safety. You have to have like hot water, proper refrigeration. But like a lot of those other countries, like they don't care.
I just want to go to a place where I don't know, it has entertainment, but it doesn't have crazy entertainment. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I like to see someone film like a psychotic TikTok in the middle of the street, but at the same time, I don't want to be involved in their shenanigans.
yeah. I mean, that'd be funny just walking down the street and seeing a random TikTok. I mean, I always get a crack up out of it.
I mean, you end up getting like on a weird algorithm thing, but I got on this weird algorithm I want to show you. So I came across this video. Have you ever heard of Steve Spiros?
No.
Okay. You're gonna watch this,
Okay.
and this could be the funniest thing you've ever seen. And it's good because Spotify has video now too, so they can see it too. Watch this, ready?
Oh, let me tell you my name. I'm confused because, like we're supposed to believe in the ministry, right? So is the church and state supposed to be separate? I'm confused because I never went to school,
Just watch.
right?
It's so
Is a
exciting.
confused person get a resolution? I don't understand. You see, when you go like that, right, you have a cross, two sticks, right? And that's how I felt when I was in Waterloo. Because when I walked in Waterloo and smiled at people, they treated me like a vampire. They used the cross and they went like this by not smiling at me. In Toronto, hey, hi guys, you know me, Steve Spiros, easygoing.
He looks like a normal guy, but
Those who
he's
know
off his
me,
rocker a bit.
I'm a
Oh
nobody.
yeah.
You understand? And you can't kill a person with no body. So why am I afraid? I'm not afraid. I'm afraid of the boogeyman. Who's the boogeyman? You figure it out. I'm getting out of here. I'm going back to Waterloo where the vampires hang out. And I'm going to wear my sunglasses at night. You know why? Because women show their tits, have short skirts, and then they feel violated when I look at them. Why? Because I have sunglasses on and I'm weird. I'm from Humberside.
Look at the look at her. Look at her.
if,
She's
I
like,
made a
what
fool
the
of her,
hell did I
but
just sign
all
up
those
for?
people who called me a sleepwalker, I woke up. Now I'm going back to sleep because I'm going to be committed in an isolation room because I'm going to go back to the ministry and allow them to perceive me as I am, a fuck up. Goodbye.
Jeez.
Just wait.
Hey, Toronto,
He comes
the good.
back. He comes
look
back.
at this square. It was a shithole when I worked here. Now it looks like New York, Manhattan.
That's the best one.
Where are the bums? There's no bums here. Toronto doesn't have
Oh,
bums.
it gets to the
but
point where-
Waterloo, they're
what is
creep
it?
when you're
Right here.
dead. Oh, wait a second. I'm going to be crucified, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to raise my voice. Because
I don't like that's the shit you come across when you just scroll through your news feed where I'm like, I get it why people never want to leave their homes. There's no need. There's all this type of stuff. And that's a fear aspect. But that's where like I would like to move to a place that's not that crazy, but is also entertaining in an aspect. You know what I mean?
I mean, I couldn't imagine like being like next door having like a cup of coffee and like just seeing that interview. That'd be crazy.
This place looks like New York, Manhattan. I love that.
What was that? Do you know what that girl was like? Just was she interviewing random people on the streets?
Yeah,
Just
she was
came
talking to
across that
random
guy?
people on the street, and this guy, he looked normal in the beginning, and then he fucking went off on some shit. That's somebody dealing with some stuff, dude.
I used to work like at like a grocery store. I mean, and I was like a bag boy, so you'd walk people out of their cars, and some of these fools would just have like 30-minute conversations about just the most off topic, crazy stuff, just like that guy. And I'm like, dude, I just like I was like, here to just put your milk in your trunk, dude. You know, like I got to get back to work.
There's like, I mean, I get it because a lot of people have been probably locked in their homes. They probably haven't, like, it's when you see an old person and they don't ever leave their home. They want to sit there and talk to you for like hours. But
Oh yeah,
when you come across someone and like you're having you're having a discussion with them and they immediately change to a different discussion, you're like, what? And then next, they're on a different one. You're like, what? And the next one, you're on a different. It's kind of like this show, except I'm not
Yeah.
like physically keeping you here. You know what I mean? Like those people are like kind of keeping you in position in an aspect.
yeah. You asked for consent.
Yeah, that's true. Every single time. Zoom does it. So in the beginning, they say, are you sure that person's recording? Would you like to leave? And that's just from too many people getting naked in Zoom calls and saying, oh, I didn't know I was being recorded. I'm like, you're at a work meeting. Why the hell are you taking your pants off in the first place?
That's funny.
But
Yeah.
coming up like let's say 2022, everybody's making changes to some things. What plans you got? Gonna start doing taquitos?
Change it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've done any changes. I mean, I'm pretty active. I mean, I'm coaching my boys' baseball team in a couple of weeks, and daughter softball. And like I said, I got the Italy trip, going to Hawaii. Been
How much money
I've been working out like 5 days a week, so I think that's a good change. I mean, I was working out before, but just trying to keep it consistent.
Did you start noticing like eating I mean, you're making a lot of pizzas. I know you're not throwing them out, but that's not like a healthy lifestyle. Did you start noticing after in a while?
For me, it's like I'm not trying to like cut weight. Like I've been there, done that. It's more about just keeping healthy, being in shape, to keep up with the kids, things like that, keep that dad bod, but not have it like super crazy big gut.
Yeah, it's a weird line because it's like you don't want to starve yourself, but you're supposed to eat less calories to lose weight, and then at the same time you need to eat to survive. But at the same time, what's manageable healthy? Like there's really weird things going on with like the whole health industry where it's kind of taken a whole 180. Like I haven't seen anybody in the past 38 months just recommend getting healthy for anything
Yeah,
to
I
help
know.
during this pandemic.
I feel like that's a problem too, you know. So like not to be like political here, but like people are like, oh, I get my booster to be healthy, right? But how about some fresh air and some exercise? Like and then like eat right, you know. You know,
Yeah.
get your booster shot and then stop at McDonald's for a Diet Coke and a Big Mac and
Oh
like
God.
think you're gonna be healthy, but you know, you could like, you know, a lot of these people who are dying are like, you know, most people who are dying like overweight, have an underlying condition, or old. So it's like,
I mean, I
I
beat it in
mean,
5 days, but I also work out every single day. So I didn't even honestly know I had it. I just right now I can't smell or anything. I can't taste anything, which kind of sucks. But I didn't know. I just woke up one day. I think it was like the 1st of January. I was like, damn it. Like either I got punched in the face and I can't smell anything, or it's just it was COVID, and it was COVID.
yeah, yeah.
As what I'm guessing, unless there's another thing out there. Maybe I'm dying of like an aneurysm. I don't know.
I mean, essentially, probably, unless you're, you know, cooped up in your home 24/7,
If you
everyone's
see
probably
me
gonna
out
get
in
it
the
at some
street
point.
like Steve Spiros, then you know it's a brain
Yeah,
aneurysm.
I would like to see that too.
Did you have anybody message you about getting political? Like, what's your, I mean, come on, as an influencer, at least you're an influence for a lot of people, probably when it comes to pizza making, you're a good watch to, have on their feed. Have you come across anything different since, I mean, the last time we talked, you were probably at like 1,000 followers. Now you're at like 10,000.
Yeah. Have I noticed anything? I mean, and during that pandemic, I noticed like a lot of people who were just sitting home actually start doing like a pizza page. So there's like a lot of newer people on the scene who are actually like really talented and good, which is cool to see. But a lot of them are like getting super aggressive, you know, like oh, like it's like all or none. Like I have to be like an ambassador, or like if I don't have like X amount of followers, it's like I'm not successful. For me, I've always been like this is just for fun. Like I could have like 100 followers and all 100 I'm friends with, and cool, you know. I feel like that'd be better than having like 20,000 followers and you know none of them have like engage in your post or like are positive.
Well, it's like a weird like validation thing from I guess not it's not just that community, it's probably multiple communities. I know when I was dealing or at least talking to a lot of pizzaiolas at the time. I mean, there's good ones. There's like Edgar, there's you.
Yeah,
I haven't even talked to him in a long time either. It's
right,
just it goes and next thing you know, it starts getting the fun taken out of it and goes to like some type of elite thing, which I mean, you got Italians caring about food, obviously, but it
right,
gets to another level where it's like the writing community has the same thing, podcasting community has the same thing. It's like this is a niche group. You need to do what we do, not your own thing. And it's kind of like, well, then I don't really want to be a part of the group. And they're like, okay, then we won't support you. I was like, I thought this was like a fun fucking we're on an Instagram app that's owned by a
right,
man who looks like a reptile. Like, there's no need to be dead serious on everything, but people also
right,
try and run their business from it as well, too, which I think is probably where we're going to see social media apps go to. It's not going to be social anymore. It's going to, I mean, right now it's not even social. It's more business profit. I would say probably more corporate than anything. It seems like you're getting more ad requests than you're getting follow requests.
right. And if you are like a pizza business or in business in general, and you aren't like you know pretty active in social media, then you're kind of doing things wrong. I feel like you get a lot of basically free advertisement that way.
I'm surprised you're still
But
working out of your house with the pizza stuff. I would figure you would own your own shop by now, or at least a pizza truck.
yeah, you know, I did meet a guy at I did go to Pizza Expo back in August in Las Vegas, and I met a guy who's pretty close to me in Sacramento area, and we've actually done a few events. He owns a pizza trailer. So to me, it's like I got too many kids, too many responsibilities. So like it's a lot of work with the prep and you know working and the cleanup and booking the events. It just doesn't pay the bills like my normal job.
Yeah, but you spend a lot more time doing the pizza stuff, I feel like.
I don't know. It's
I
just
always
hard
see you
because
on it posting something. I'm like, you're spending so much time on there. I'm like,
yeah. I mean, what I do is like if I do like pizza one day, what I'll do is I'll prep a few posts So I'll have posts, I'll have posts drafted up. So like when I wake up, it's just I can just hit like submit, and the
That's
post
smart.
is just there.
That's
So
smart.
like I'm not like making pizza and then like 15 minutes later like posting the picture of it. Because most of my posts, if I keep it pretty consistent, I'm posting around like 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. my time. So like I'm not making like a margarita pizza like at 7 a.m. But
Your neighbors gotta be like,
even
what
though it
the
sounds pretty
fuck
good,
is he doing?
getting the fire going like at 6 in the morning. Like I can barely like function at that time. But yeah, that's normally what I do. And to change things up, I've never been the best at like picture taking, even though I've kind of wanted to get into it. So lately with Instagram, I don't know how long it's been, maybe 6 months, like the reels are very popular. So like I would say 90% of my content now is just keeping it fun with like reels.
As long as you're not doing like the TikTok thing where people feel the need to like, that's when I know you've completely lost it. Like I get when some people, but you can tell when someone's cooped up inside their house and haven't really left when they're just making like TikTok videos that they feel are funny, like with word sayings like, guess I did, as I said something like this, and then it's another saying like that. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't, that just seems like it's like when Britney Spears, when she was doing the videos like, hey guys, this is my Christmas tree. And you're like, something's off. Something's off here. She's been cooped
Yeah.
up in her house too long.
No, I'll do like a video of, I'll just do short clips. I'll just do a video like my progress of like start to finish on a pizza. Like here's my dough, toppings, bake, and final product. Or I'll even do like a quick video of like me pulling a pizza out of the oven with the steam coming out. And just things like that. I mean, I'd rather do that than like just finish the pizza and have to set up like a whole studio in my kitchen of, how's the lighting and camera work and stuff like that. I just don't have the patience for that.
Yeah, it's like a lot of people don't consider the production value that goes into a lot of things. Like even doing these videos, there's prep that goes into it. But like when I see
Right.
a kitchen video, now it just looks like this person's just cooking out of their kitchen, but there's like lighting. Like people go, you got to get a ring light, you got to get this, do this. I'm like, what the fuck? You end
Yeah.
up getting an Amazon cart that's like $360, and you're like, I don't want to spend all this. Like
Yeah.
I get it, like it's supposed to be fun, but damn it, pricing going up has really fucked everything, to be 100% honest with you. I just bought
Oh
groceries this
yeah.
morning. It was like 40
Oh
something
man.
bucks. It used to be 20.
Yeah, groceries are ridiculous. I'm spending, I mean, with a family of five, I'm dropping, I don't know how much money. And then are you vegetarian, right?
No,
No,
I have a digestive issue, so I only usually do like light foods. I don't really do a whole
light
lot of
foods.
red
Okay.
meats. I'll eat like fish and
Right.
shit. I love fish.
Yeah. Fish is expensive too, but like beef in general, like that
It's
stuff's
gone.
going through the roof too.
Anytime there's a storm, people grab that shit. We're having, like I said, a winter storm right now. There's no
Yeah,
red
yeah.
meat. You won't be able to find it anywhere.
Yeah. Out here it's like I was wearing shorts yesterday, 61 degrees. So like
It was
we don't really have
58 here yesterday, and now it's 27.
dang,
I mean,
that's
it
crazy.
sucks if you're a climate denier, but I mean, I don't know what to say about that one.
So what do you guys have to like stay in your homes like snow everywhere? Or how does that work when
It was a legit inch of snow and they got off school for it. And I was like, I remember when I
oh
was a
my
kid
gosh.
and it had to be like a goddamn avalanche that couldn't keep you, like you had to lose somebody in the snow for school to be canceled.
See, our buddies live 45 minutes from us, and it was the day after Christmas. We went up to go visit them, and usually when it says it's snowing, it's like an inch of snow. So now you can get there and back and come home and drive. So literally, we get there, and all of a sudden, it just started snowing like crazy. So long story short, we got stuck up there. It was about a foot and a half of snow. And the reason we couldn't get out is because trees and power lines were falling in the middle of the road. It was the biggest snowfall in that particular area in like since like 1989. So it sucked because we had to stay the night there and had to call in sick for work the next day because I couldn't get home in time. I was
Which
pissed.
natural disaster do you feel like you could probably overcome the easiest? And then which one are you afraid of the most?
Man, out here we have Northern California lately. There've been a lot of fires, so those are pretty scary out here. I think I think I'm probably more scared of like out here earthquakes and fires. I don't know.
Don't
I
you
don't know
guys
about.
having like major flooding issues right now too because of that volcano that erupted off the Pacific?
No, I think that was more Southern California, or like the more closer to like the ocean. I'm still like an hour and a half from the ocean, so I'm more inland.
Okay, so you're nice and dry.
Yeah, I don't know which one I'd be like. I've never experienced like a hurricane or tornado, or even like crazy weather. It's more out here. It's more always been like when I was a kid, I was in the Bay Area for like the San Francisco Loma Prieta earthquake, but I was only like 5 years old, so I barely remember it. And lately out here, it's just been fires. So
I feel
I think,
comfortable with an earthquake, but I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I could take a tsunami, but I don't know how that would go. Because
yeah, tsunami would be
earthquakes cause tsunamis. So it's like you're getting double kind of screwed over. You get an earthquake and then a tsunami hitting you right afterwards.
right, right. I just wouldn't want to be like, I just wouldn't want to be like in a coastal town during a tsunami. That'd be crazy.
I mean, I live at the beach, so like we get hurricane warnings all the time. But the worst thing that happens is like you'll get major flooding because there's bay on one side and the ocean on the other. I don't, I fucking, man, I don't know. Cause our town's like special because whenever you get a hurricane warning, it usually just goes out to sea because they want to go to the biggest body of water. But I'm like, damn it. Like, what about a fire tornado? Like where there's the tornado on fire, then it ends up like Superman, where his dad was just sucked up into the thing. And you're just like, I don't want that to be me where there's none of you left. Like everyone's seen Twister. I know how that goes. And like people just go missing. I'm like, I'd rather like when they start lifting up cars and shit, like we had gale warning, which was like gale winds. You're walking out of your house, you're like, holy shit. And like you're flying down the fucking street.
Yeah, that's crazy too. Yeah, I mean, my only beach experience, I went to college in San Diego. We never have any. We never had any crazy weather like that, like along the coast.
I'm surprised that's not trending. I mean, I know storms trend, but like you have more people obsessed with politics and it's obsessed with the weather. Like making a weather TikTok should get billions of views. Just
Oh yeah.
I watched a video of a guy catching mattresses outside in his backyard. Just like there's all the I guess there was like everyone was sleeping outside, like watching a movie night or something. There's just inflatable mattresses, like 50 of them just flying around in circles. And this dude's like trying to jump on them and catch them all. I'm like, this is like fucking this is ace material. But then you have someone like just showing their ass or doing some type of TikTok react challenge of a person singing, finish the lyric, and then that gets a billion views. I'm like, huh,
Yeah.
maybe I'm just not that person to get plucked from obscurity. That's cool.
Yeah, I wonder if like high school students, like how many of them like, oh, what career do you want? Like hot chicks are like, oh, I just want to be like a professional TikToker, you know?
But
But the,
that's not scary anymore because people can do it. You're like, fuck.
I know.
Like your kids are gonna grow up to be like influencers or some type of thing that could actually make money. You're like, Jesus, I remember when I was doing that for a little bit, but it wasn't like making money. I still had a job, but they're like, no, we could just sit at home, do a TikTok video, and that'll give us thousands like the Bat Dad. The guy with the bat, I
Oh
don't know what
yeah.
he does for a fucking living. His house is huge, but I was like, I would talk to him to be like, when you started that, you knew it wasn't going to take off, and then it did. And then you started feeling reliant to make videos, but then it wasn't about just the Batman thing anymore. It
So
evolved to like
crazy.
watching his kids grow because you get to see his kids like over the next couple of years just get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
Then
that's
like you
true.
see his house and shit. I was admiring his house. Like he's got a fucking open floor plan.
Yeah, my kids started watching this stupid show, but I mean, who has the last laugh? It's called T-Rex Ranch, right? My boys are 4 years old. T-Rex Ranch on YouTube. It's this dad and like this kid, and it's kind of the same thing you were saying. Like the kid was super young. I mean, this YouTube channel must have been around for like 7 years now. But now they have like other actors and stuff like playing the parts, and it's a big production. But anyways, they have like 4 or 5 million subscribers, and I was like googling them, like how much they're worth, and it's like ridiculous amount of money. I'm like, it makes me almost not want to watch, like have my kids watch this show because I'm supporting this guy, and like this guy's making so much money. Same with like Blippy. Like I don't know if you've heard of have you heard of Blippy?
Yeah, he gave like Joe Rogan like a $2 billion like piece of art that was like it's like that's it's good art. It's just it's not like I don't know how it that's I don't know. I don't know. I can't even give you words to describe it.
But yeah, this guy is like super cheeseball, but he's worth like 25-30 million dollars. I'm like, shit, who has the last laugh here? You know, like we're all making fun of this guy, but this guy is living the life.
It's like you want to make enough money to where you never have to struggle, but at the same time, you don't want to make so much money that people are always asking you for shit and then blaming when you don't give them shit. Like people give Bezos and Elon Musk the most shit. And I'm like, what do you expect them to do with their, he's got 200 billion, Bezos does. What's he going to do? He's fucking in his like what, late 30s? He's going to blow it on strippers and blow. I don't commend him for it. Let him do what the fuck he wants. You expect him to donate to some like Save the Rhinoceros ranch. I'm like, no, he's not going to do that.
Yeah, I know. I wonder what I don't even know what I would do, man. It's like you can like shit out $1 million and be fine, you know?
He wipes his ass with $1 million. You want to know what you can do
Yeah,
with it? You can do whatever the fuck you want. You want the White
yeah,
House? Guess what? You just bought it. Like that's what he
yeah,
can do.
yeah. That's nuts, man. That's nuts. But I mean, at the end of the day, like you see pictures of him, you know, selling books or whatever they were selling at first, and like probably making jack shit and just sticking to it, and all of a sudden now it's like the most successful business out there.
Well, you got to be careful because I think it creates like an Elizabeth Holmes type character. Now, you know who Elizabeth Holmes is?
Yeah.
She made that app, or what is it? She made that. You might have to type her up. She has a black turtleneck if you find her. Um, Actually, I might do it unless you're able to type up.
Hold on a second.
She got indicted recently on
Oh yeah,
freaking
yeah.
like 5 charges. She created this app where like it took a vial of your blood and it could scan it and then tell you all these things that were wrong with you, like genetically and all these things. Like if you were gonna have a kid, like there was a bunch of people that started suing her because one person was diagnosed with like cancer and didn't have cancer. And they went through all the treatments and stuff and really hurt their body. Then the one person said that, oh, you gave it your baby, it's gone, it's a miscarriage. Turns out no, she still ended up having the baby. Just was a bullshitter. And you can kind of tell because she was wearing a turtleneck, and then her voice changed halfway through all of her like YouTube, like her speeches and stuff that she was doing. She would be like, and then it takes the vial of blood. And it's like, what are you doing to your fucking voice? Like everyone was like, her voice just started changing. She was doing like one of those Bernie Madoff scams, man. Now Bernie Madoff is different because he was scamming like Steven Spielberg and shit. But that's what happens when you see all these billionaires that make money out of nowhere, just fucking Tesla, whatever. But then they create a Bitcoin where they can jack up the prices and put them down in just a fucking tweet, like the crypto crash that just happened recently. The CIA
Oh
and all
yeah.
these people are trying to find ways to break into crypto to put fake currency in there to help inflate the market to where it doesn't mean anything anymore. So they can completely bring you back to more of a thing that they can operate with, because that's like insider trading. It's like difficult for them
Right.
to be able to find all the financial rabbit holes that are in there, which makes it, I don't know. I started getting into crypto. Now I'm at this point, I'm just like, I'll buy a fucking lottery ticket. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, if I'm going to throw money into something, I'd rather throw something where I can see
Right.
the numbers pop up on the screen.
Yeah. I don't understand it very much, but I know like it was last year sometime, if I remember right, like Elon Musk tweeted something about Bitcoin or crypto, and then the next day it like crashed or went up, right? So it's like just something like that. Just one guy like that just makes the market go crazy.
Well, it's like he did that recently. I guess he told a bunch of people that Bitcoin's about to go up, and then everyone invested into it, and then he took all the money from it, and then it crashed. So it's like it's basically a way of getting himself rich by just tweeting something like, "Hey, buy this," and then it's basically a bunch of elite people that are just finding, oh, hey, we're going to do it this way. And then we're going to tell them we're going this way, though. So then they all think we're going that way and we're really going this way. And then it's kind of like that type of inner working game. I mean, I don't know. I'm not mad at it. I guess it just sucks for people that are going to end up losing. Like, I don't know, because I think the whole market's going to end up going into online, like the metaverse and all that shit. That sounded so weird. What, a year ago, 2 years ago? Now it's like so fucking normal where like you're seeing people in virtual reality shopping and you're like, wow, like we're already here at this point. Like, remember when the iPhone came out in like, what was it, 2012,
7 or 8.
2007?
I think the first one, yeah, around that time.
But that was different. Like that was like, oh my God, this is way better than the BlackBerry with the fucking ball in the middle.
Oh yeah.
Touch screen. Like I don't want the touch screen. I want buttons. I like to press the button.
Yeah.
Now it's so normal. You're like, what the fuck? Like you see a Nokia, you're like, get that. What is that? Is that is that
Yeah.
gonna blow my head off?
I remember like this guy in my in college. He came over with this one of the first Apple iPhones, and he was like showing off how he booked his flight home on his iPhone, where all of us are on like our computers having to do something like that.
You'll
Now it's
literally
like now it's like pretty normal. It's like, okay, like I can do anything on my phone.
you'll
Like I don't
be
even use a real computer besides work.
well, you'll be able to
Because
simulate your pizza videos through an AI simulation, which
I
people
know.
it'll be used like projected into their room, and they'll be having their virtual reality goggles on, and they'll be able to move the dough with their virtual reality hands, and then you can slap them when they fuck up, and then
Yeah,
slap them. I watched a
I know.
graffiti artist that did virtual reality like graffiti art, dude. Like ace material. Like he did Miles Morales, whatever his name is, the one Spider-Verse Spider-Man. He did him and
Uh-huh.
put him on an apartment wall. And I was like, I mean, it sucks that it's not in real time so people can actually
Yeah,
experience it in person, but he did it online and it was fucking amazing.
that's crazy. My neighbor got one of those VR masks, and he's like all in. He does like the virtual reality like street fighting, and he freaking hit his one of his walls and like broke his hand. I'm like, I feel like you gotta do that like in your backyard or something if you're doing like a street fight, just because you don't know what's going on instead of like a 10 by 10 room.
There needs to be like a moving floor thing with a hula hoop size like area around you. So then you know when you bounce into the walls, you can still keep walking, but it stops you from walking into something. Like I see these virtual reality people that are just gaming, playing Call of Duty Zombies or something like that, and they're getting billions of views. And then they're Twitch streamers. That's the whole market that took off that no one really
Yeah,
realized was people love
Twitch.
to
Yeah,
watch other people play fucking games, and I don't
I
get it.
know. It's crazy. I mean, I know. Didn't you have Scott on the podcast? Scott Williams.
Scott Williams sounds familiar. What's his name on
It was about
Instagram?
cheese pizza
Oh
07.
shit, yeah, Scott.
You see, he's the only reason I know about Twitch is because of Scott. He's a Twitch food streamer. He streams pizza like a couple days a week. So, but yeah, because when I downloaded the Twitch app, I'm like, all these people are watching people play video games, and for me, I'm actually not like a video game person. So, I mean, my the only thing I know about video games is like from my college roommate was he used to modify Xboxes, so which was kind of cool. We had a lot of people come to the house. He'd go to like get hard drives, and we'd have like 20,000 video games just on like Xbox One, which was kind of fun. But
I feel like it was funner back in the day. I don't know, maybe it was because I was younger, but like I haven't turned on my TV in months, man. Like I can't play games anymore. If I ever turned on my Xbox anymore, it was to like think they did the cloud gaming for the one, which was easier. Instead of downloading the games to your hard drive, you could just play it and see if you like it and then download it if you want to like go back to it again. But I don't know. I lost the thing for it. Like I can get sucked
yeah,
into those types of things so freaking easy. So like what I like to do is just if I do something once and I know I'm going to do it again, I want it to be like beneficial. Xbox updating my Call of Duty, it's fun in the moment, but the next thing you know, look outside, like it's fucking night. You're like, okay, it's only 7:30. It's like, no, it's 7:30 2 days later. You're like, holy shit, 7:30 2 days later. It's like, yeah.
yeah. That's probably that wouldn't be allowed in my house with all the kids and stuff. But I did think about getting like that Nintendo Switch, because I remember when I was a kid, like playing video games, and if you play it for an hour or so, and you're doing it as like with friends or as a family, like it's fine. But if you're doing like what you just said, that's out of control.
Like we're in the end of January, basically heading into February. And there's still like, I guess during the Black Friday sale that happened, they still have those sales going on at my Walmart because they bought so many electronics, like more laptops than they could count, more TVs than they could count, that they're just everywhere. I saw a game or one of those GE Force X game computers, like the expensive ass ones, and then an Acer one, and then an Alienware. They're like, I looked it up, it's like $1,000-something. Dude, they were selling it for like $500 at Walmart. I was like, did the pricing of all electronics just go down, but all the groceries and the shit you need to live just go up?
Yeah.
Like, you're really loving the metaverse thing, aren't you, world?
you can virtual reality fruits and vegetables, you know?
I mean, it's better probably for them than eating the real ones.
Yeah. I know. I know. I can't go to the store less than, I mean, we spend at least $150 a week
Damn.
on groceries, maybe more.
Well, I mean, I get cans of tuna and stuff, and it's like it used to be $1.20, or it used to be $1 to get one can. Now it's like 150, and then you're getting 10 cans, so you don't have to keep going back to the store every single day. And it's
Right.
like, actually, you're getting a cart that all these items used to be $1. They're all like 30 something, 40 something bucks now. And I'm like, dude, like it sucks when you're like, you're fucking, I mean, I don't know. It's like you got to ask your boss for a raise. Like, hey, I'm just saying groceries went up, rents went up. You mind raising up
Yeah.
my income there?
Well, it's funny because, you know, if you have a job, like most jobs will give you like a 3% raise every year, just cost of living. But, you know, inflation this year is 7%. So you get a 3% raise, inflation 7. So technically like you're losing money this year.
There's you see all those pictures or stickers on the gas stations where it's pointing at the gas price and it's Joe
Oh
Biden.
yeah. So
Um,
funny.
there's a person, like every time I go to this Wawa, there's those stickers, but they're scratched off. And I was like, I'd love to see the person who's like, trying to is a Biden supporter and just scraping the fuck out of the sticker. And I'm just like, why are you gonna let that bother you? But then people are getting creative. They put F on the top of the gas handle and then Biden under the part of the gas handle. So you're filling up your gas, it just says F Biden, and you're like, people
Yeah.
are gonna get creative. Like they see you scratch off their sticker, they're gonna get really incentivized to just want to piss you off even more.
To me, it's like people associate like Biden or Democrats, Republicans as like their sports team. So I'm like,
It's
okay.
red and blue. That's all it is.
So it's like, okay, if I was like a Biden supporter or whoever I supported and they were doing like a shitty job, like I would admit it, you know. I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna go with them like thick or thin, you know. Like all these guys are scumbags no matter who they are. Like they've stabbed someone in the back to get to their position. So it's like if you really think these guys are like, you know, who they are, like you've probably got some problems, you know, in general, you know, like most of these guys are like, I feel like if you're like a hardcore politician, like you're a scumbag in one way or the other.
I just wonder when you get persecuted basically for just raising a question. Like you see that so much more now. If whenever you ask a question or whenever you're like, well, why do you think that? People just like immediately just pop off the top. And it's like, what? We're having a conversation at an Olive Garden of all places. And they're just like, doesn't matter. Fuck your breadsticks and
Yeah,
fuck your political side. And it's like, well,
yeah.
I just
Lower your voice, dude. Lower.
like, holy
Just
shit.
trying to
Like,
get. I'm just trying to get a refill on my soup.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. You can't even like bring it up. I feel like it's.
But people do. And that's all social media is now. People bring it up 24/7 and they don't care to respond. I watched a person who was retweeting articles on Twitter. I mean, wrong shit. Like he was suggesting stuff where he should have been banned immediately. Like not even like he would like you would see COVID cases are rising because of Omicron or something like that. He would tweet must be kids. And it's like, hold on a second. We all know that it doesn't affect kids as bad as it affects the adults. But he would throw that out there. You make an assumption. Then I go and check his profile. I can't find him. I go and check on my personal where he doesn't have any connection to me on there. Couldn't find him. He got banned. I checked his one page where he retweeted his own stuff and I checked, it was like, oh, this account is suspended or no longer available. And I was like, I wonder, like, did you, because he was so like, he was so pro censorship where I just see that kind of shift. And that's with anything. I've seen it happen with multiple people. People will be pro censorship, get all this QAnon stuff off the board. And it's like, you got to honestly keep it all up there because if you ban one thing, then that goalpost just keeps moving. Like try posting on Facebook. You know, I can't believe I did that. I had to hit myself in the head. Banned. You're basically banned for bullying. That post has been removed. You're like, what are you talking about? You incentivizes hurting someone. It's like hurting myself, if anything. It's like, oh, then there's a suicide helpline. You're like, that's not what that fucking meant.
Yeah, yeah. I know you can't even like joke around or be funny anymore about that. I got rid of Facebook, especially during like the election time. It got like really wacko out there. Like people were just losing their minds, especially like I didn't want to see people I knew like just losing their complete minds, just posting, reposting stuff, and just like
I just
dying,
keep it for
dying for it.
birthdays. So I know when someone's birthday pops up, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
happy birthday. And then what, that's the only benefit for it. Or like it
Yeah.
used to be Farmville requests you would get all the fucking time. Now it's like you're getting like, join my political team. It's like I don't want to fucking deal with any of that shit.
Yeah. I've been off Facebook for probably over a year now, and my wife's still on. I call it the boomer book. It's like, I don't know. I can't. I do Instagram, and then I do Twitter for like I'm big into sports, so like you get the breaking news and stuff like that on Twitter, which I like. I see you on Twitter once in a while.
I've been hanging probably out on Twitter more just because it's easier to get guests on there. But then like every time I'm like scrolling through, I got to see someone take a picture of themselves getting a shot or something. I'm like, just fucking do it and shut the fuck. Like, I hate to be that guy, dude, but it's just, that's so cringe to me. It's like saying happy birthday to like when you see a parent say happy birthday to my lovely son and like a old picture of them from like when they were 6 and they're fucking in their 40s. It's like, you don't fucking talk to that dude at all because you would just be able to call him. But instead you want to let everybody know it's his fucking birthday and that you're saying it.
But also it goes the other way around. Like, I feel like there's such a social norm where it's like, say if it's like your significant other's birthday and you're doing all kinds of crazy stuff with them, you're taking them out to dinner, getting them sweet presents and, whining and dining them, but you don't do like a Facebook or social media post, then like, okay, the day is ruined.
That's what gets me is like, I put up, I work out every day and like on the weekends, I do like long cardio sessions. I don't ever really post anything on my story, but I posted one time and I was like, took a picture just so everyone knows it happened. Like it was a joke. That was it. But that's what it always is. Like when I see people put up a post, my New Year's resolution was to do this. And I'm like, oh my God, like you can do it any day of the fucking year. You don't have to just do it because it's the new year.
I did this the gym during the first part of COVID. It was like those fit body boot camp, like HIIT workouts.
Mm-hmm.
And they had these like campaigns where I get where they were coming from, but they had the campaign saying like, in order to win this campaign, you have to like check into Facebook or post the story every day you come in saying like, oh, I just completed my workout. I'm like, those are the people I like make fun of. Like, I'm not gonna do this competition just to do that.
My gym that I work at, there's a guy that always comes in, he scans and he walks out. And I was always like, what is it? Is he doing it just so it pops up on the computer? Because you can get a printout whenever you want of like all the times you clocked in. Did it every day. And I was like, what is the point of this? And then my supervisor goes, oh, he's cheating on his wife. So he comes in and scans here and she checks to see if he logged in here. And then he goes and does whatever. And I'm like,
oh dang.
What do I say at that point? Like I can't just be like, what a piece of shit. I just got to be like, some people's lives are way different than mine. That's all I got.
It's like now you see that guy totally different.
And then some people just come in and use the showers. Like that's all they do is like scan in and then shower and then leave. And I'm like, do you have one at your house, sir? Like, where do you live?
Living in their car or something?
Or an RV or a campground or something like that. But even then they have showers at the fucking campground.
That's crazy. I mean, I have, it's too far away from me, but like I have a 24-hour fitness membership and it only costs me $8 a month.
Hell yeah. Is it Planet Fitness?
No, 24-hour fitness.
Okay. That's the name of it? I thought you were just saying that's what it is.
No. They probably have them in your area, right?
We have places that are named different, but they're 24-hour fitness places.
No, this is the name of the business, like 24-hour fitness.
We don't have a business named 24-hour fitness.
I think they're nationwide though, but my theory was we have a different spot we go to. It's like, 5 minutes versus 24 hours, which is like 30 minutes from us. But I keep the 24-hour because it's $8 a month. So I'm like, if they ever come closer, like I'll just cancel the other one and keep my 24, because for $8 a month, that's like less than like a sandwich cost like going out to eat. So
yeah, we have multiple locations at my work, but there's one that's 30 minutes away. That's the only one that's 24 hours. I don't give a fuck, dude. I'll drive that 30 minutes at 11 o'clock at night and I'll do cardio from midnight till 5 a.m. bro. I fucking love that because when it's the middle of the night, I can't sleep. Instead of like doing shit for the podcast, because I'm taking weekends off. I'm only posted during the week just to give myself some fucking sanity. I love to fucking just do long cardio sessions because I don't get hungry. I don't get hungry until like a certain time because like been eating at the same times every single day for like the past 10 years that my body only gets hungry at that time. Like if I have a snack or something at like 9, at exactly 10, my body's like, it's time to fucking eat. And I was like, I wonder if that's just my brain thinking sees the 10 and then it does it. No, dude, I traveled to fucking like I wouldn't say California, Nevada area. Dude, my fucking body knew about the time change. It was like, oh, we're not going to do this 10. We're going to do the same 10 back there. I was like,
Oh yeah.
fucking interesting how my fucking mind knew that shit.
I'm kind of worried about. I mean, that's only like a 3-hour difference for you. I'm worried about the Italy trip. That's like a 9.
You're going to be up in
See,
like the middle of the night and people are going to be like, go to fucking bed. You're like, I can't. This is middle of the day for us.
yeah. I know. Which, well, I mean, the good part is to be less people out, right?
Hawaii, I think, was the one I really experienced where it was like a 6-hour or 7-hour difference. And it
Yeah.
was
So
like,
for you, it could be like a 6-hour. Yeah, because it's like you get, so like if it's what, 9 o'clock my time, so noon your time, so it's 6 a.m. there.
yeah, see, like
But
my cousins live out there, but they'd be like sleeping until like 1 and I'd be like getting ready for bed. I'm like, bro, like I'm fucking tired, man. It's like we just went swimming and all that shit. And he's like, oh man, you gotta fucking go to the beach, dude. And I'm like, no, I'm not going. You were so drained, but like it was like just the first 2 days. I think. How long are you gonna be in Italy for?
2 weeks.
Oh, you'll be good.
Yeah.
You'll be good. You'll get
I'm actually going to
adjusted.
Hawaii in a month too.
But that's a 3-hour difference for you.
Yeah, it depends on the year. During daylight savings time, I think it could be a 2. It can be kind of a 2 or a 3. So like for you, 5 or 6. But still, I mean, it still takes like maybe a day to get used to.
There's some son of a bitch in Alaska listening to this podcast. Like, I have 4 hours of fucking daylight, you pieces of shit. Like, that's all they have, dude. The rest of it's
Yeah,
fucking night. That's terrible.
yeah, that would suck. But I do want to go to Alaska one of these days.
I want to see the northern lights. I heard, like, I mean, just the fact that, like, if the moon can, like, when it's a full moon, it can brighten up, like, a lot of shit. Imagine seeing the northern lights that just brighten up fucking everything.
Yeah,
So, where it's like
that'd be
daytime.
that'd be unbelievable. I've been kind of my brother-in-law and a couple friends are into like backpacking, and like where we live pretty close to like Lake Tahoe, and there's a lot of cool backpacking spots. I want to go this summer, and I mean, just when you get away from the city and you're like in, far away, like just the stars and your surroundings are so much different. So just to experience that, it's kind of like one of my bucket list items I want to do this year.
Yeah, I'm guessing you're out of the realm of taking psychedelics or anything and trying to experience that.
Out there, I don't know, man. I'd be kind of I want to try it at least one time, like just make sure that like I'm not getting attacked by bears.
If a person pulls up in like a fur, like bear jacket or something like that and gives you a tab of LSD, you just got to take it at that point. You're like, fuck it. There's the northern lights above my head. I'm going on a spirit walk. And
Yeah,
then you just fucking consume it.
I think you just got to embrace it at that point.
I just hate the fucking cold. Like when it's like, if it, like it's 20 degrees out, dude. I was outside putting air in my tires. It's my hands froze and then I couldn't fucking close
Oh
them. And I'm
man,
like, I can't do this shit, man. Like I wouldn't be able to move to Canada. I wouldn't be able to move to anything with a cold climate. Can I get a place that's just 70 degrees all year round?
yeah. It was like going back to that story when we got stuck up at my friend's house, like 45 minutes from my house. So we get through the crazy roads and like 20 minutes from their house, and it's like sunlight, and you could probably wear a t-shirt, and like I have like a foot of snow above my car, and I'm like just thankful that my hands aren't going to be freezing anymore. And we just weren't prepared for it.
See, that's when I make fun of the people that are like, I have a heater jacket. And you're like, what are you talking about? Like, why would you spend money on some dumb shit like that? And then you're out in the middle of like I have a 2000 car. My car's from 2000. Doesn't have heat. That works. So every morning in 20-degree, you're sitting there, fuck, while you're driving into work or something like that. I'm like, this is where that person I made fun of for having the heated jacket really comes in fucking handy. Like he's laughing now, and I'm sitting here freezing my ass off.
What do you do with like your defroster?
You have to like sit there and shovel ice off your fucking hood, dude.
Like to get ready for work, you have to prep like 30 minutes in advance.
I turn my car on. Like if I have to be at work at 4, I get out at like 3. I start my car, get like some clothes on, let the car get, running up a little bit. And then I took my snow shovel this morning, just scraped the fucking hood, like the whole front of my car. And then as I get in the car, like you can kind of see, but then as you're driving, snow's kind of falling on top of it. I'm like, fuck. And then I'm driving. And I get to the stop sign. As I go to hit the stop sign, I stop. And I'm like, I can't see out my fucking windows. There's snow piled up all on the side of the windows. I forgot to clear those off. And I'm like, God damn it. I had to get out and fucking take my hand and start dragging it down the whole side of the thing. Next thing you know, my hand's frozen. Then I'm driving into work. And I'm like, at this point, if a deer comes out, I have the right to fucking die. Like, that's okay at that point. It's my dumbass fault because I didn't do anything to make sure this car was prepared.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't really have any experience with that. So I know, like, I was driving my daughter to school today, and like, it's nothing like you were saying, but I still had to put the defroster on because it was a little cold in the morning, but nothing like you were saying.
Because the day before it rained, and this was like a couple weeks ago, we had another snowstorm. It rained the day before, and I parked my car, and I guess I forgot to turn off the windshield wipers. So then it snowed that night and I came out and everything's frozen. So I turn on my car and I'm like, I'm gonna let it run for a little bit. I guess after like the engine just heating up like the hood and just going, all I hear, like I'm brushing my teeth as my car's like just running. I'm gonna getting ready for work. I hear the I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, oh my God, my windshield wipers. And I fucking ran outside, dude. It was scraping the ice into the fucking windshield. I was like, I really hope that didn't scratch the shit out of it. Thank God it didn't, because I was on a trip to Philadelphia in the middle of a snowstorm, and me and my buddy were high as shit. And I'm like sitting there, like, just like, I don't know where I'm at. Like, I'm at that point. And he's driving. He's like, I can't fucking see shit, man. This is like the worst snowstorm ever. And we went to the trip, parked at the hotel. Next day after the concert and everything, we had to walk there. We walked back, slept. Then the next day we go out into the parking lot. He goes, oh shit. And he goes, I thought this was like snow that was being scraped against the car. His windshield wipers were too close to the fucking windshield and were scraping, and they literally carved a whole fucking, like how the windshield wiper direction goes into the windshield, like scratched in, like if someone takes a key to a car, all over the top of his windshield. And he just goes, I thought that was like the snow. So we're riding back and I just see like scratches into the thing. I'm like, I really thought that was snow too when we were driving yesterday, because you couldn't see shit. And it was like,
that's crazy.
Damn. And he was like, yeah, dude. He's like, how am I going to explain this? This is my ex-girlfriend's parents' car. I'm like, oh, fuck. I don't know, man. Sorry. They're rich though. They just fucking like, oh, it's fine. And they pay for it.
Man, ex-girlfriend's parents letting them use the car, huh?
No, it goes deeper than that. I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah. That's crazy. Well, I guess I'll have to think about that next time I'm up in the snow.
Just move to a warm climate is all I'm saying. That's the whole moral of all the stories.
Yeah. Where we live is nice because if you do want to go skiing or snowboarding, you're an hour and a half away, and then it doesn't snow where we live. So
California has everything, and I don't know why.
Yeah, where I live, you can literally surf. Like, you can be like surfing like 2 hours away, and like you still have to drive to the snow. So like I can drive to like San Francisco and surf like 2 hours. And then from like San Francisco to like Lake Tahoe, it'd probably be like 3.5 hours. So if I was really like into it, like I could probably surf and snowboard same day.
That just sounds exhausting.
It's a lot of driving, but
yeah, even if you dip your toe in the water and be like, I surfed, and then you fucking go snowboarding, like that just sounds like too many. That's a climate change. Your body wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, I know, I agree. But yeah, that's how it is. But it's pretty cool. The water though is like so cold, like in like Northern California. You have to wear pretty heavy wetsuits.
I mean, yeah. I see that's what gets me out. Like I said, it's the cold. But when I see those videos of like people surfing in the Arctic, where like their whole entire thing is frozen and then floating around icebergs, I'm like, I mean, it's cool to watch, but fuck that. If I'm gonna ever, that's like the last thing. That's a Fear Factor episode to me, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to do that.
And before wrapping up here, do you have anything with like the page that you are gonna be? like I said, 2022, anything new that's going to be coming up besides the Italy trip, but page wise, is there anything you're working on that you plan on things or going to be revealed? Is going to be something new, kind of different?
My page, I haven't really thought about that. I'm kind of,
Trying to give you free promotion.
yeah, I'm actually taking a class on, speaking of Philadelphia, I'm taking a class on Monday with this guy from Angelo's Pizza from Philadelphia. So I'm going to learn how he makes his pizza. I'm going to Pizza Expo in March, so that'll
Fuck
be
is
cool.
Pizza Expo?
It's the largest basically pizza gathering in the world. If you're a owner operator, you own a business, you can check out new ideas, new equipment, technology, learn about different styles. There's so many different styles out there, from like Detroit, Sicilian, New York,
Kind of like
New
Comic Con,
Haven.
but with pizza.
Exactly. It's a cool too. You can networking a lot of different companies, from like, the cheese, the toppings, tomatoes, flour, they're all there. And it's just like a, one-stop shop for you to kind of get knowledge or see pizza people. So, I mean, if you are like interested, I do like a lot of stories there and kind of show what I'm doing there. Also, I'm going to get inspiration from Italy, and I'll probably do a lot of stories there and post about what I'm eating, and then kind of take what I'm experiencing there and bring it back home, second half of the year, and kind of take my inspirations there. I'm going to be going to like one cool spot I got is this place in Naples. It's an hour outside of Naples. It's called Pepe and Grane. It's Franco Pepe, the number one pizzaiolo in the world. He owns a pizzeria. It's hour outside of Naples. It's a 3-story pizzeria, and he has a bed and breakfast attached to it. And I was actually able to get one of the last rooms at the bed and breakfast. So my wife and I are going to stay at the place and experience this pizzeria, and it's supposed to be like incredible. So I'm looking forward to that.
Was there a recent like scandal? I don't know if I came across it on your page or something, but with some type of tomato company,
scandal? I don't know about scandal.
like some outbreak or something with a tomato company. I gotta look that up. I know I came across it from your page.
I don't know about that. I know the tomato company I rep, people are watching, Bianca Di Napoli. They're considered the number one tomato, especially in like the retail market. So if you're out there, go grab some Biancas. But I mean, if people are listening right now, and they're Uni's who I rep, the oven company I rep, a lot of people before like the pandemic, when we talked like 2 years ago, had no idea who Uni was. And now, I mean, it's crazy. You'll have people popping up all over the place. Oh, I got an Uni now, and or I want to get an Uni. So you're seeing a lot more people in the like the Uni space, which is pretty cool. So if you're like a new listener and you're not in the pizza area, you can hit me up, and I'm willing to give you some free advice and help you out and kind of get started.
Trying to find
The tomato.
I'm telling you, dude, there was something. I don't know where I got it from and why did I just think of it.
I have gotten some tomato samples. I'm not going to name any names of the companies, but I've gotten a few samples of tomatoes, and it's like literally like they're supposed to be like pretty good tomatoes, and I've tried them. They're so bad, like I had to throw the pizza away. And the worst part was I thought it was like a bad batch or a bad can. And I'm talking to some of the other pizza guys, and they're like we feel the same way.
What do you say? Like, do you just ignore them? You block them or something?
No, I'm actually pretty honest with them about it. Like I'm like, well, thanks for the sample. Like it wasn't my favorite. Like probably won't be using you guys again.
I found it.
It was from my page?
No. Look it up because I had to find the article. So it was on March 5th, 2021. Italy petty company operations under investigation, seized products reported to be of foreign origin. Facts and I mean, you're fucking transporting foreign goods during the middle of a pandemic with like a fucking thing. So I was like, It was weird, but like 4,000 tons of finished and semi-finished products were seized in the context of an operation entitled Scarlato, carried out by the Carabine from the Food Protection Bureau in the context of an inquiry for commercial fraud coordinated by the prosecution office. I was wondering, like, dude, I was trying to think it through. I came across an article, but it was from like 2019. I was like, no, it's fucking really compared recent to 2021.
I never even heard about that, but
I don't know why I
that
thought
is,
of it a second ago. I just remember something with tomatoes. I was like, it's that fucking scandal, I bet. That's got to be so
yep.
hard, dude. Like, I mean, imagine if you end up fucking, I mean, even for you, for instance, if someone's offering to give you food or something like that, or give you some products or something to try out and do on your page, you got to be fucking careful. Like, Uni's a good, because they're a good represented company, but like,
Yeah.
other like side ones, like even if it's like supporting a local creator or something like that, that just gets fucking difficult because you're just like, man, I don't think your product's that good, but I don't want to hurt your feelings. You don't want to be the person that
Right.
kills that person's spirit.
Yeah. I think the thing I take pride on is like, I'm not, if there's something I don't believe in or I wouldn't use myself, I'm not gonna just like post it on my page and tell people to buy it. And if it's something I don't believe in,
Yeah.
like there's this one product, my wife actually went down to Monterey, which is just south of San Francisco. She went to this farmer's market and got this company called That Garlic Stuff. And she paid for it and we came back and I put it on pizza and it's like literally the most incredible product. So good. You just add like that garlic stuff and some cheese to a pizza and it's like the best thing ever. And I posted it once and I reached out to them and like now I'm like we kind of have a partnership. They send me some product, which is super cool. But they're like a super small mom and pop. I think it's like a single lady, she sells at a farmer's market. So it's kind of cool to support them.
Yeah.
But
Me and you still got to do a merch exchange.
I know, dude. I was thinking about the other day. I've been so lazy about merch.
I
You have,
that's all I find interesting is creating that shit now.
yeah. You have to let me know who you work. You work with like a company that just prints them and sends them, right? Or
Teespring,
do you
it's
do
free, dude.
Teespring? Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
There's like T prints. I rather just use Teespring because you can create as many designs as you want. They create your store and everything for you. And then it's just fucking easy. Like all my merch is on my Teespring. All I do is I make the price of it, the cost to create the gear, and then that's it. I don't make any profit off of it. But I don't know. I just you get an idea or something. I'm a creative type, whether it's good creation or bad. I just try my hardest to be able to get the idea funneled out, whether it's through like I'm recently making a book. I don't know when that's going to be done, but then I'm also making a second film. I'd rather put it to this than making like or playing video games because then I would get sucked into that, dude. I played World of Warcraft. I went up like 70 levels in 2 days. I can't fucking do that shit. There's no point to it. I have no bragging. I'm a level 72 paladin. Everyone's like, what the fuck? Who gives a shit? That's not going to get you laid. What's going to get you laid is making a film or a book.
Yeah, dude. Keep it up, man. I mean, all it takes is one person that you don't know or someone to be like, oh, this guy's creative and why don't you come work for us or something.
Yeah. One day
Or
Uni will sponsor me.
we'll pay you. Uni, yeah. Yeah. There's
Gotta
this
make
cool
it.
guy I met. He does like a Strictly Pizza podcast. I was on it once. It's called the What's Good Dough podcast. So he's pretty cool for the pizza community and podcast.
You're the only one I talk to out of the pizza community. I barely
Oh
talk
yeah.
to you. That's the thing. I barely talk to anybody. Like I said, the social media thing, I'm off of it. I can't. It feeds the bad, like horrible, negative energy. Maybe it's my algorithm. I have no clue. It's fun to watch like a funny TikTok and video and stuff like that. But dude, you come across people that are just like, what is your life? Like, I don't.
Oh yeah. I've actually had most of mine are pretty positive, like comments, and it's like pretty, like especially the pizza community is pretty positive, and we're all supporting each other. But I did have one post go like I would say viral, had like over 1 million views, and it got pretty crazy. And I would say like just experience that one viral post, like you see so many freaking people out there like so negative. I'm like you're such a keyboard warrior, dude. Like why are like thousands of people like loving this and like a couple of people think it's like the worst thing ever. I think they're just either trolling or they're just so unhappy with themselves.
It's the disconnect. You don't see a person's face. It's much easier to tell someone to go jump off a bridge.
And it's like, what do you do? Like, do you go to their page and try like talk crap to them, or you just like let it go, or like, I don't know. I think just taking the high road's the best option, especially if you don't want to get banned like that
Or
for
just
bullying.
that's the crazy thing is that even with like Joe Rogan types and all that, the algorithm makes it so difficult for you to be able to contact these types of people, but also it's so easy for them just the block button. Like you're a fucking sea of people that they just don't care about. Like that's just doesn't.
Oh yeah.
It's not like they're mean people. It's just like it's so hard for them, the amount of people that they see. I mean, 11 million people for Joe Rogan, and then you're hearing smaller comedians with 700, almost close to 1 million followers. They're like, oh, I just hit the block button whenever someone says that. I'm like, damn, I hope I'm not on your block list. Fuck.
I know. I'd be curious to see their block list.
It's probably all
That's
fucking
probably
bot
smart. It's
accounts,
so
like
smart though,
18
'cause it's
sex
like,
video account profile name.
yeah. I
That-
mean, I don't
That's
know
all
if you
my
follow
story
like,
is on Instagram. When I check my story on Instagram, it's like fuck me here, and I'm like, who the fuck is profile name is that? And then you click on it, you're like, Jesus Christ, it's just bots.
yeah, the bots are crazy. I actually see more bots like on my personal page than I do my Instagram or my Pizza in the Sack. But one thing I've noticed, which I think is like the craziest thing, is you get like followers, right? And then if you see like your insights, you see like all these unfollows. So I'm like what's going through their mind? Like did I like offend you with like my pepperoni pizza post, or like are you just a bot? Like, are you follow me and then unfollow me? Like I don't understand.
It's
Like
called,
who has the time? Who has the time to like do that?
it's called hustling. That's how they do it. Follow, unfollow a second later after you follow back, and then they keep moving on to the next person. They keep going and going and going and going and going.
So it's just playing the game. Like I don't have time for that.
That's too complicated for me, man. It's like people
Yeah,
are trying
way
to
too
play
much.
chess on a fucking app that was made for fucking free. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm like, what are these fools doing? Like an Excel spreadsheet? Like, oh, I followed this guy today, and like so tomorrow I'm gonna see if he followed me back.
It's
It's like,
exhausting. But you know what's a good follow is Pizza in the Sack.
that's right. That's a good transition.
Mike, is there a place people can find you at? Any links?
Yeah, I mean, I can
Just-
Instagram me.
Yeah. I'm about to say I'm
Instagram
gonna link them in
pizza.
the description. All you gotta do is just say them off, and then that's good.
Yeah. Link in the description. Main thing is just Instagram Pizza in the Sack. So that's my bread and butter is Instagram. So I am on Twitter as well, but I would say hit me up on Instagram, or if you're a uni or even in the pizza world or even cooking in general, just I like like I made bagels the other day, like they're incredible. Like, so I try to do things besides pizza sometimes, which is cool.
I'll link it all in the description. And thanks for listening to this episode of Out of the Blank Podcast.